from Washington, this is VOA News. An international watchdog group approves a disarmament plan for Syria. President Obama urges passage of the U.S. Senate-approved budget bill. I'm Vincent Bruce, reporting from Washington. An international chemical weapons watchdog group has approved a disarmament plan for Syria. The decision by the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons late Friday paves the way for the United Nations Security Council to adopt a resolution making the plan legally binding. The Security Council is expected to vote on the resolution later on this Friday. U.S. President Barack Obama said he spoke by phone with Iranian President Hassan Rouhani, the first direct contact between the leaders of the United States and Iran since 1979. Mr. Obama told reporters at the White House Friday that he and Mr. Rouhani had constructive talks. The president said an agreement could be difficult, but he respects the right of Iran to have its own nuclear program.
I've made clear that we respect the right of the Iranian people to access peaceful nuclear energy in the context of Iran meeting its obligations. So the test will be meaningful, transparent, and verifiable actions, which can also bring relief from the comprehensive international sanctions that are currently in place.
Also on this Friday, President Obama urged the House of Representatives to pass a budget to fund the government without cuts to his health care law.
My message to Congress is this: do not shut down the government, do not shut down the economy, pass a budget on time, pay our bills on time. Refocus on the everyday concerns of the American people.
President Obama told White House reporters Friday that Republicans in the House should stop what he called political grandstanding. The comments came hours after the Senate passed a temporary government spending measure that funds the health care law. The U.S. Senate passed the bill to keep funding the federal government, but again, stripping out a provision pushed by House Republicans to cut off funds for President Barack Obama's health care law. House Speaker John Boehner, it's his turn now as the amended bill goes back to the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, and Boehner must take action before midnight Monday deadline to avert a partial government shutdown. VOA congressional correspondent Cindy Sain reports from Capitol Hill.
Republican Senator Ted Cruz led the fight on the Senate side to derail the federal funding measure unless it stopped funding for the president's landmark health care reform law passed 4 years ago.
But the good news is the process isn't over. It's going to go back to the House of Representatives, and I salute the House for having had the courage to stand up and fight.
Republican House Speaker John Boehner faces two imminent challenges. First, avoiding the shutdown, and second, raising the national debt ceiling, which the Treasury says needs to happen by October the 17th. Cindy Sain, VOA News on Capitol Hill.
More details at voanews.com. A U.S. News report suggests that the al-Qaeda-linked militant group responsible for a siege on a mall in Kenya may be trying to obtain chemical weapons. Mohammed Yusuf reports for VOA that analysts have doubts that al-Shabaab really has the capability.
The four-day assault on the Westgate Mall in Nairobi, Kenya, shows the militants have the ability to commit major acts of terrorism. But whether they are capable of handling chemical weapons technology is another question. Aneli Botha, a senior terrorism researcher with the Institute for Security Studies, says nothing will stop any terror group from trying to get chemical weapons.
I think they will try to find a way, but what they have is AK-47s, hand grenades. They also know how to build IEDs, so they tend to go to their roots.
Abdullahi Halake, a Horn of Africa researcher, says the group's losses will make it difficult, but if the allegation about al-Shabaab seeking chemical weapons are confirmed, it suggests East Africa is facing a new type of danger.
The facilities would be really, really a big struggle for them to pull it off.
Mohammed Yusuf for VOA News, Nairobi.
Scientists say they are more certain than ever that humans are the main cause of global warming. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change said Friday it is extremely likely that global warming was man-made. In its very last report, 2007, the United Nations panel had said it was very likely. The co-chair of the IPCC working group that wrote the new report said it finds that the atmosphere and oceans have warmed, snow and ice have diminished, the global mean sea level has risen, and the concentrations of greenhouse gases have increased. All the latest at voanews.com.